What can I do for you, Rod? You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown to sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. I've been on the come up, counting money till my thumbs hurt. No Birdman, bitch, but I'm a stunner. Just watch how you run up. I keep a couple gunners. I've been grinding all winter just to flex all over summer shit. Wrist cold when I fall through. Rose gold to my arm, boo. In and out of my city, but come whenever I call you. Who gon' love me more than when I'm stacking out on tour? Them hoes that made it past security, they knocking on my door. You gon' be there when they gone. Show my love by getting more. Hustle so you ain't alone. You won't leave me, that's for sure. I'm talking Benjis, Franklin's, all these hundos on my floor. I just broke a couple bands, believe me, I've been going hard. I'm tipping bottle after bottle, swerving model after model. Who won't cash? That's the motto. Spend it like I hit the lotto. Yeah, I'm loving my life. I know that I ain't shit without you. Actions speak louder than words. They broke cause they just talk about you, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown to sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, give respect, mama out of debt. Got a new connect, we the best, homie run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house, you mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy, fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow, bobbing on my ex. She don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me the set, bitch, I'm blessed, sipping XO. For the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You win them in your town, have some fun, blow a bag. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I be back, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown to sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy.
Yay, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Merry Christmas. Welcome to Alphabet's Football Show. I am your host, Marcus Alphabet, where we take you on about an hour and a half to 2 hour long journey to discuss our favorite sport in the whole wide world, which is football. But first things first, you know how we do it. I like to introduce my lovely co-host. I call her Miss Bruce Willis, that she's diehard. What's up, Mona?
Merry Christmas, and I'm exhausted.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for the Hillshire box.
And your other box should be there Tuesday.
For anybody who's never received a snack box from Mona, you're missing out. I have been the recipient of a couple of them, and they're pretty awesome. So, yeah, if you get on Mona's good side. Get on Mona's good side, you might get you a snack box. It's pretty delicious. You had a good Christmas?
I did. Oh, I have to show everybody. I got a gift today.
Okay.
A jersey, no less, but not a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, but probably one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league still playing today. And I'm going to show it to everybody.
Okay. What's up? Ariel? How you doing? My favorite mermaids up in the house. What's going on?
I want you guys to see my jersey. Check that out.
A very serviceable quarterback. What's up, T Lokes the 3000?
Love it. I think they get it more as a gag gift because they know I'm a diehard Steelers fan, but
yeah,
I don't care. I love it anyway.
That's what's up.
I've always wanted to go to bed with Aaron Rodgers, and guess what? Now I can.
Right. I hope everybody, if I don't know if you're into Christmas and stuff like that, whatever you may celebrate.
That part didn't come off very well.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our,
I like that scruffy look. I just love it.
Joy Taylor. The scruffy look, my daughter, she's like, when I get it, when it gets a little long, she's like, okay, Dad, like let's go ahead and go down to the barber shop. So
hey, Tito, good to see you.
I hope everybody had a good Christmas or whatever you celebrated. If you're not in the festive mode, then I hope you at least were able to watch some football and be around people that care about you and stuff like that. This is the time where a lot of times people are depressed and stuff like that. But I hope you were able to be around people that care about you, that you care about, and all of that good stuff.
When I'm not depressed.
What's that?
When I'm not depressed, I'm talking football.
You're talking football? Yeah, I love talking football. Happy birthday to my mom yesterday. Well, yesterday was her birthday. Happy birthday, Eva Maxwell. God, we had a lot of people. Lucius Dixon, one of the kids that I sponsor, who goes to New Mexico Military Institute. He just turned 18 or 19 yesterday. He's just had surgery. So all of the people out there, my mom, she was out feeding the poor yesterday. It's cold as hell here, and we have a bunch of immigrants here.
I don't want to hear how cold it is there.
Look. I know. I live in the desert. Y'all are just like
0 degrees. 0 degrees 2 nights ago.
I got you.
With a wind chill of -15. So
yeah, I went to AIT in Virginia, so I'm very aware of Fort Lee, Virginia. It gets pretty cold. So
yeah, and that's Piedmont area, so it doesn't get as cold as it does in the mountains. So yeah,
well, they get that. They coming off of Virginia Beach, coming off the Atlantic Ocean. So it
still isn't as cold. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been here all my life.
Yeah, I don't like the cold period. That's why I live in El Paso. So they asked me, my last duty station was New York, and I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm going back to Texas. I'm going to Texas. Screw that.
Well, just said it's 36 where he's at.
Yeah, right now it's like, I don't know.
I would take 36 right now because I'm thinking, let's see.
Not too bad. What's up? What's up, Toby? How you doing, brother? How you doing?
14 degrees tonight. Feels like 3. I'm trying to see what the wind chill is, but it's not showing it. I was lucky I got that actually.
I ate some of that spicy popcorn, and one of them went down the wrong pipe, and I've been like coughing. You want to know what pain is? Eat some flaming hot Cheetos and forget to wash your hand and rub your eye. Just try it one time. It'll change your whole life.
Jalapeno poppers and rub your eye. Make homemade jalapeno poppers and actually rub your eye.
Yeah, you'll be
or if you're gonna go to the bathroom and yeah.
So we're doing a makeup show. We normally do shows on Fridays. We do not miss shows. We'll postpone them or we'll reschedule. We don't miss shows. 3 years we don't miss shows. So the game's already happened. Usually we make our predictions. If you go to the Alphabet's Football Show page group, we got our sheet in there and all of our picks and stuff in there. So
all except for Monday night's game.
All except for Monday night's game. So
we'll do it at the end of the show. So.
We got a little a little over an hour show. We're going to discuss some stuff. Discuss the Monday night game. We had the Monday night game. Baker Mayfield. I got to give it to Baker Mayfield. I got to give it to. I have to get. They won again today.
I got to practice your hockey look.
Listen, I and David Clark, me and him have been going back and forth on this for months. I still think at this point, Baker to be the number one pick, Baker Mayfield has been a bust. But I will give credit where credit's due when somebody is playing better, and I'm a firm believer in sometimes you need to change the scenery. You do need to change the scenery. The Cleveland Browns organization,
and let's keep it honest. The Cleveland Browns organization has always been a little bit trashy.
Yep.
But he is doing well with a team that is not even in the same caliber, in my opinion, as what the Browns were. Especially now, the Browns, with the two-headed monster in the backfield running, Amari Cooper, getting them from the Cowboys for basically nothing. And then he left. Then he left, went to Carolina, and Carolina was kind of a mess there for a while. But it's funny, ever since they got rid of him, they've been winning games, so it's kind of weird. But now that he's in LA, he's winning games.
And this for him, this is more of like a job. He's out there putting out a resume for a job. I don't know if Matthew Stafford comes back, but I don't think he would start over Matthew Stafford. So this is kind of like he's
and that's if Stafford comes back.
Yeah, and that's if Stafford comes back. So that's if Sean McVay comes back too. So you want to put good film out there. He hadn't put a lot of good film out there the past couple of years, but the past few weeks he's played really well. He beat the Raiders, cost me $500, but they won again today, and I got to give credit for it. And then to beat Aaron Rodgers, I mean, hey.
I think Aaron kind of took that personally. I think Aaron kind of took that personally after this weekend's game.
Yeah, so he to go out there and compete against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they didn't win the game, but he played very well. I mean, they're missing no Cooper Kupp, no Aaron Donald. So this might be a second a second lease on life for him. So I've talked a lot of crap about him, but I wish the guy the best, and I hope he's able to latch on to somebody next year and continue his career. You're still a bust though as of now. The Jags. It's the Jags. Got to start giving some props to the Jags.
Well, we've been giving props to the Jags all year long. We've talked about, the improvement, Doug Peterson going down, and he's changed the outlook of that whole franchise, in my opinion.
He has. You got a Super Bowl championship, a Super Bowl winning head coach. I think what he's done, he kind of, giving Trevor Lawrence some more confidence. Let's not forget Trevor Lawrence was the number one overall pick. Yep. And we see that Urban Meyer
doing what number one overall picks are supposed to be.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be on 3 teams in 1 year. But that's what you're supposed to do, Baker Mayfield. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be the cornerstone piece of the franchise, and be on the team for 10 or 15 years. So congratulations to Doug Peterson, what he's doing. They have an opportunity. They're winning the AFC South right now. They're leading the AFC South. Tennessee lost this week. So they've jumped in front of Tennessee, and they are in the driver's seat. If they win out, they can win the AFC South. Now the AFC South, or whatever you take that for, but a division, that means hosting a playoff game, and that's what you want to be able to do. So.
And not only that, but they just beat your Cowboys.
And they just beat my Cowboys.
Yeah,
so,
they're starting to click. And like I said, I still think they're one good draft.
They got some pieces
and I
over
feel
there.
like they will have that good draft in 2023. I do.
Yeah, they got some pieces over there. You look at, Travis Etienne, first round pick. Trevor Lawrence, number 1 overall pick. You got some pieces. Josh Allen, first round pick, the defensive end. And then you have the kid that they just drafted number 1 overall this year. They've got some pieces over there, and they're starting to acquire talent.
I still kind of feel like they screwed up on that first pick.
I thought that they should have taken Aiden Hutchinson over Trey Walker, but I mean he's playing good, so I mean you got to give.
I don't think he's playing as well as
Aiden. No. I right now I got Aiden number 2 defensive rookie of the year. I still think his Sauce's award to lose, but yeah, I mean they can win that division, and then you never know. The first order of business, you want to make it to the tournament. You want to make the playoffs. You want to win a division, get a home game. Mona, this was here that I woke up, I saw this. As soon as I saw it, I contacted you. You were.
I just woke up and I did not know. I was looking so forward to the ceremony this weekend and then retiring his jersey and, playing the Raiders and the Immaculate Reception. And, I was privy to watching that. Granted, it was years later, once the internet came about, that kind of stuff. But, just when you love a team like I do, and when you're a diehard fan, you're looking at every bit of information that you can find.
Yeah.
And I won my first $5 bet when I was 5 years old with my uncle, and I picked the yellow and black team over the brown team. So, there you go. But this guy was an amazing player for Pittsburgh, but he was an amazing individual after retirement. He still brought a lot to the Pittsburgh Steelers, to the city of Pittsburgh. So to say that he is well loved and will be well missed, not seeing him, at the games and seeing him at like the food drive that Najee Harris did, the weekend before Christmas. He was out there with Najee, and Najee really, really respects this guy, and just you could hear it in his voice. They interviewed him after Franco passed away, and just Terry Bradshaw and Mean Joe Green, all these guys who showed up were sitting there on the field, during the ceremony. It was just very touching, very well loved man, not just with Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I mean, there are a lot of people, a lot of other players a lot of Raider players who respected him, and just to lose this guy, you just kind of feel like you lose a part of your heart in Pittsburgh now. So,
no doubt about it. You start. I remember some of these Sports Illustrated covers. I wore 32 my entire time playing football, from Pee Wee League, play Inc. in Clovis, New Mexico, all the way up to college. I wore 32. And I just the number just always stuck. Him and Marcus Allen, but I used to really like Franco Harris. And we know what he's famous for. Immaculate Reception, one of the greatest plays ever. It was one of the most scrutinized plays. A lot of Raiders, they'll take it to their grave. It wasn't, but I think the debate has pretty much been settled now with a lot of modern technology. Now we're able to see, the play.
Well, I've got a little bit of a video.
Okay.
It's a little long. It's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that, but several different views of the play itself. And I'm going to go ahead and play that. That's all right with you?
All right.
Okay.
Awesome work, Mona. Really appreciate that. I always love your videos. And we
And
just,
just so you know, I had to do that video because there's two different views. And the first view showing the ball going past Frenchie Fuqua's head is a side view, and you can see it hit Tatum's shoulder, his shoulder pad. And then the other one I had to do was directly behind Terry Bradshaw because it shows Franco Harris is when he sees the play unfolding and sees the pass going through the air, he takes off up the field, running full speed. And as he's running full speed, he bends over to pick that. If he had to bend over and try to catch a ball off the ground, I don't think he makes that pickup at all.
Yeah.
I think he stumbles and maybe even rolls and falls. He's running full speed, catches the ball, and keeps on trucking.
Yeah. And then like you said, to outrun them and then give them a little stiff arm there to
I love that stiff arm at the end.
The stiff arm at the end was pretty. I'm a huge fan of the stiff arm. Right up there with you got plays like the catch, the immaculate reception, the Music City Miracle, the Hail Mary. I mean, this is right up there with the plays like that. So what was the one where the Bills came back against the Houston Oilers where Frank Reich won them? I forget what that was. That's not the comeback. Was that the comeback? That might have been the comeback. But I
know there was another almost immaculate. Well, they called it Immaculate Reception Part 2. It was the Vikings and somebody, I can't remember exactly who it was.
Was that I don't know.
I one with have the video. I just
the one with Stephon Diggs in the playoffs against the Saints. That was every time I watch the catch, that's the way I feel. Dwight Clark, that just kills me. Joe Montana, but cornerstone franchise. And you get so attached to some of these players. Legendary players. The Franco Harris's.
I snapped this picture from the TV. Yeah. When they were retiring the jersey.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, you know what? Camera ready. Come on.
Yeah.
I figured it wouldn't turn out too well, but it actually turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
So, and I did see a similar picture that ESPN or somebody had got up there, but I'm not a reporter and I wasn't there at the game. All I could do was watch, and I wish they had shown the whole celebration on national TV. They didn't do that. I'm sure you can probably go to YouTube and watch it.
It's ironic too. They had on NFL Network, they had the breakdown of the Immaculate Reception on Friday night. So they're going to have an encore performance. When I go to the NFL Network and you can watch it, they break down the Immaculate Reception, and it's just so fitting. They're supposed to originally supposed to be a celebration, 50th anniversary of Immaculate Reception.
He passes 2 days before.
So, rest in peace to Franco Harris, and the Steeler Nation will live on. It will live on forever. Franco's Army. That's what I remember. The old Franco's
Italian Army. Yep.
And playing it up in the bleachers. So,
not only do we lose Franco, but on Wednesday, the 21st, we also lost Ronnie Hillman.
31 or 32 years old. I mean, just a young guy.
31 years old.
I remember him with the Broncos. Speedy guy, San Diego State. Here's the official statement.
Well, no, this is one I actually made up.
Okay. And
can you read it?
Former Denver Broncos running back Ronnie Hillman, 31, passed away after the battle with a rare form of kidney cancer. Hillman was a local athlete playing high school football at La Habra before going on to San Diego State. And I think he was pushed there by Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is really big over there. It's in that area over there. Ronnie was a third round, 67th overall pick of the 2012 NFL draft, going to the Broncos. It was part of the Broncos team that won Super Bowl 50. That was Peyton Manning's the last one there. He also had stints with the Minnesota Vikings and the Chargers while they were in San Diego. Our deepest condolences go out to Ronnie's family. So we lost another one, and just hate to see stuff like that. Hate to see this ain't football show, but when it intersects with real life, there's some real life things going on there. People that are this life is short, so enjoy people, especially during this time of year where we all get together. So rest in peace to Ronnie Hillman. What do we got next? So we've had, the NFL has always tried to be about parity. They've always tried to make it where teams are as, where teams feel like they have an opportunity, especially a lot of these small market teams. You got the Dallases and you got the New Yorks and you got the, now we got a team in LA and a team in Vegas, but, they've always tried to reach for parity. And, we had 12 out of the 15 games this past week were decided by one score. So that shows you're not seeing as many blowouts, so all these teams have talent, you can't take anybody for granted. Oh, we're just going to go out here and beat these teams. They got professional athletes. They have families. They have egos.
Yep.
And they're not just trying to go out there. Oh yeah, we're playing the Jags this week. We just got an automatic win. No, you got a dog fight in your hand. Oh, we're playing the Browns this week. No, the Browns. You're gonna have a fight in your hands. So, it's nice to see that. Where it's not predetermined who's going to just win. Every year. So we'll see how it goes, and I think there'll be even more parity going on. Some of the teams, we're getting close to the end of the season where people are they're getting punching their playoff tickets. The Bills have actually won the AFC East now. Some of these slides were from this week, so they've actually won this their third year in a row, I believe, winning the AFC East. So it's a done deal. And then the Dolphins lost again today, so they were pretty much their closest competition. So congratulations to Bill Mafia, y'all did it again. We're gonna see. Now the next thing, how far can you go in the playoffs? That elusive Super Bowl victory that has eluded you all, and we'll see how it goes. Josh Allen, he eliminated. They've been eliminated. The LA Rams. Just wow. And that's the thing, when you win the Super Bowl, people always talk about that Super Bowl hangover. They talk about when you come out the next year, everybody's gunning for you. We kind of saw it week one.
Well, I think a lot of things, and I agree with you, but a lot of things go into contention with why they've been eliminated so soon. Injuries. With his quarterback and his elbow.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp out for the season. Now Aaron Donald out for the season.
Cam Akers, the drama, it was back and forth. Allen Robinson was going into free agency. You lost Odell Beckham Jr. Okay, well, we'll go get a guy who's been a Pro Bowler, and Allen Robinson. He's been a bust. Van Jefferson was hurt. Jalen Ramsey's getting cooked every week. So, and it just goes to show you that winning championships is hard. So when I hear people, oh, you haven't won in this amount of time, or you don't have this, it's like, dude, and then to win back to back,
it comes from people who've never had a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that always gets me. But it's hard to win Super Bowls, and it's really hard to go back to back, because you got to start all over. You don't automatically go to the playoffs because you won the Super Bowl last year. You got to start the journey all over again. Yep. Arizona Cardinals eliminated. I think Cliff Kingsbury might be out of there. They're another team that
I've been calling for his head for the last couple of years. So
yeah,
I told everybody they start out hot, and they get mid-season, and they just falter.
Yeah, no
and it's
doubt.
been going like that for a while. Arizona is beating Tampa Bay 16-6 right now.
Woo! You know, I mean,
And they're in the
it's
red zone right now. No,
not the
Tampa
score.
Bay's in the red zone. I'll take that back.
Okay.
And like I said, that's another guy you can't just count out. You can never count out Tom Brady.
Nope, cannot do it. So we'll see how it goes. They're out there fighting. Colts eliminated.
Yep.
Still can't find a quarterback. Matt Ryan was not the answer. Don't really have any receivers. Fired Frank Reich. You know, you got some turmoil over there. You really got one good player on offense, Jonathan Taylor. He's been out. So, you know, another team eliminated.
He's out for the season now, so JT.
He's out of there. So,
well,
like you just said, you know, he's they shut him down for the season. You know, no need to. You're not going to the playoffs. No need to put. I mean, this guy's one of the better, if not the best. You know, there's a big debate between him and Derrick Henry. So they're shut him down. So, you know, that's the last you'll see of him. If you got him in fantasy, you better go pick.
I agree, Dalton. I think this is really starting to show that Jeff Saturday is not head coach.
No, that was a terrible experiment. Terrible experiment. So you better go.
They lost Shaq Leonard also.
Yeah. Zach Moss. If you got Jonathan Taylor on your fantasy team, you better go get Zach Moss for your fantasy team. So we'll see him next year. I'm sure he'll bounce back. We saw the largest comeback in NFL history. A lot of people were shutting off their TVs and
I quit watching it. I said, you know what? I am not. This is worse than sitting and watching paint dry. I was just like, holy crap, really? I could not believe the Colts were beating the Vikings that bad. And I was like, you know what? It's halftime. Vikings have yet to even score. I am not watching the rest of this game. And I thought, I don't even know what I did. I'm not even sure what I did. I think I cleaned my refrigerator out. I got done and did a few other odds and ends and came back and I thought, well, I'm going to go check the scores and see what it is. And wow, I was surprised. It was 33-all.
Just it's not over till it's over. You know, you got to play. It's the game is not 2 quarters. It's not 3 quarters. It's 60 minutes. It's not 58 minutes. It's not 59 minutes.
I think Matt Ryan, he said he hadn't recovered since the 28-3 lead that he had in that Super Bowl. But I honestly feel like that Matt Ryan left most of his career in Atlanta.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Wasted it because they just, you know, when they had a decent team, they didn't have any coaching, and it was just. Dan Quinn, I think you don't lead the league in passing and touchdowns and break records like Matt Ryan did, and still not make it to a playoff game. That to me has to be all beyond coaching.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, Eagles need to win one of the next 3 games. Well, one of the next 2 games because, well, they done got beat by Dallas this past weekend. So they got 2 more chances to clinch the first seed, and that's with the Saints, who are still vying for a position in the playoffs, and with the New York Giants, who are still trying to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a gimme.
And you probably don't have. I mean, Jalen Hurts' injury is. You know, this is on your throwing shoulder, you know?
Yeah.
It's not something that you can, you know, do you want to win the battle or do you want to win the war? I say that all the time, you know. You know, he goes back, you stick him out there, he goes back out there and hurts himself again. Then you're, you know, now you lose the guy, and it's at the end of the season, you know, he goes out there and tears his rotator cuff, you know. So it's like you gotta
you know, listen. I was really shocked. I was really shocked.
He's a good quarterback. People are like, "Oh, he's a back." Yes, he's playing a backup quarterback, but it's not like he's never. I mean, let's keep it a buck. He was Jacksonville's starter before Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
and he was a pretty damn good quarterback. It's just they happen to have the number 1 overall pick. And you're not going to keep the guy around when you got the number 1 pick. You're going to put that number 1 pick out there. But Gardner Minshew has won some games in this league. He's got a little moxie to him, a little Brett Favre kind of, he's a feisty kind of guy, cowboy boots and all of that good stuff. He's a gamer, and I got him on my fantasy team. I know Rashawn's not liking that too much, but he's a good quarterback. I mean, you can do a whole lot worse than and we've seen guys come in there and win games. We got to stop with this. Oh, backup quarterbacks are good quarterbacks too. Maybe they're not the top 32 quarterback, but they're a top 64 quarterback.
Yeah.
As a backup. So we'll see how it goes.
There's a few good backup quarterbacks over the years, so I agree.
Yeah, you see what Brock Purdy's doing right now. You saw what Cooper Rush did.
I think the 49ers are going to be I think it's going to be a whirlwind first of next year.
Next season, that quarterback competition. Now, I think that Trey Lance will get a little bit more consideration because he's a former number 3 overall pick. But I mean, with what Brock Purdy is doing, you have to give him, you got to let him compete for that job. I mean, he's shown, and he's doing this without Deebo Samuel. I mean, let's not forget. I mean, Deebo Samuel's they may not have him back until the playoffs. So. He's really Purdy's out there slinging it around to, he's revived George Kittle. George Kittle's healthy. He's, Christian McCaffrey, maybe the pickup of the year, so we'll see how it goes.
I think he's definitely been the pickup of the year for the 49ers.
Oh, no doubt about it. 18 straight seasons without a repeat Super Bowl champ. It's hard to win Super Bowls. It's even harder to double up. It's hard, It's you got teams. These teams are gunning for you every week. You start losing players in free agency. People start picking, your good players off in free agency. Your coaching staff, your coordinators, the defensive coordinators for the 49ers, and even teams that aren't Super Bowl champions. If you have a lot of success, people start grabbing your coordinators. Robert Saleh was a coordinator for the 49ers. Mike McDaniels, head coach for the Dolphins, head coach for, was a coordinator for the 49ers. People start picking you apart every year. You see what the Patriots, every year they're losing, they don't do very good, but a lot of their coordinators get picked up. I think Dan Quinn, somebody will be trying to pick D'Amico Ryan from the 49ers, defensive coordinator. He's somebody's probably going to want to pick him up. So it's hard to keep the team together. It's hard to keep your coaching staff together. And it's just hard from the competitive standpoint that teams are gunning for you. You go from the hunter to the hunted. I say that all the time. So we'll see how it goes. But it's not happening this year because of the Rams.
I had a Patriot fan tell me that they thought that this could be it for Belichick in New England, and he wants Josh McDaniels as a head coach.
And see, Josh McDaniels just signed that big deal with the Raiders, and the Raiders are going to have a high draft pick, and I think. My guy Dustin Davis doesn't agree. I don't think Derek Carr will be back there next year. I don't believe he'll be back there next year. He might. If he is, I'll come on here and I'll apologize, but I don't think he is. Speaking of that, here's your NFL draft order. Texans at number 1. Chicago Bears in a outstanding position. Rocco, I know we had talked about it. He's pretty happy about it. Seattle's in a great position, especially with Geno Smith playing well. They got a lot of young pieces. Kenneth Walker Jr., you got DK. I don't know if Tyler Lockett comes back. They got some pieces over there. Lions, they're in a good situation. They're playing good. Jared Goff, he's kind of revived his career.
Yeah.
He's definitely so we'll see what happens. You see the Raiders, they're in that top 10,
Sorry.
Yeah, you see the Panthers, they're going to go quarterback. Does Desmond Ritter,
Elliott, number 9.
they might go to the Super Bowl and they got the number got the Saints pick. So you got some teams out there. The Colts, they're probably going to be drafting a quarterback. Falcons, does Desmond Ritter make you not want to draft a quarterback? So we'll see what happens. This changes every week. A few weeks back, your Steelers were at 4. So that now that I think they're like at 15 or something like that. So This is a fluid list. It changes, and we'll see how it goes. The Pro Bowl rosters were picked this week. We went through it. I saw a couple of things in there that I didn't really agree with. It wasn't so egregious where I'm like, this is just terrible. Look and do this. Your quarterbacks, Josh. This is your AFC roster. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes.
And I kind of feel like right now, since Tua is kind of leading the league in pretty much every category, that I kind of feel like he got snubbed in this.
Yeah. Joe Burrow started off kind of slow. He was taking a lot of beating. Had offensive line injuries. Just lost Leo Collins for the rest of the year. They got a big. They didn't
have any offensive line injuries at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
What it was is they had new guys and they hadn't played enough together to gel together.
Yeah.
And now we're playing much better. He's still getting sacked, but they're still playing better.
And they got a big game, and we're going to talk about this on Friday. We'll probably have some people on to talk. Maybe the biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
Buffalo versus Cincinnati. That is going to be a huge game. Huge game. I'm really looking forward to that. Your wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill. I don't really have an issue with this. What Devontae Adams is doing over there, I think he's still in the top 5. Jamar Chase missed some games, but he's still that guy. I mean, it's not so egregious that he made it. We know what he looks like when he's healthy. Your running backs, Chubb, Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs leading the league in rushing. So we gotta. He's a free agent. He's a free agent this year, so they're gonna have to make a decision on that. You got 2 of the top 3 tight ends. Some people say top 2. I could see top 3. Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce. Tackles, I don't have an issue with that. Tackles and guards.
I had an issue with Patrick Ricard at fullback, though, because I'm going to tell you something. What Derek Watt has been doing for Pittsburgh as a fullback, every time they call on him to get that first down, 3rd and short or 4th and 1, and he's coming through every time he carries the ball.
Yeah. Again, the Pro Bowl to me, a lot of times I think it's a popularity contest. It's a popularity.
I didn't know who Patrick Ricard was, though. Honestly,
he's a 300-pound fullback. He's a battering ram. He's a. When you get a chance, I want you to look at him and watch the blocks.
Yeah, I'll have to, because I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, he's a 300-pound fullback. He's a beast. So that's your offense. Your starters on the offense. Here's your the AFC Pro Bowl defensive roster: Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson from the Dolphins. So I don't really have an issue with this. Some of these guys can kind of
from the Bengals, right?
Yeah, he's a damn good player. He's probably their best defensive player. Like maybe Jesse Bates, their safety, but he's probably their best defensive player. I don't really have an issue with that. Right. Interior lineman, Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, Quentin Williams has balled out this year. Young kid out of Alabama. Hell, we tried to make a play for it. I think he's 23 or 24 years old. He's coming. He's really one of the cornerstone pieces of that Jets defense, that young Jets defense. Him and Sauce, and They're building something special over there, and with Robert Saleh, he's a really defensive.
I kind of have an issue with the outside linebacker position players.
And I do too, and I love T.J. Watt. I love T.J. Watt. Matthew Judon, he's been leading the league in sacks. Khalil Mack, he's been having a great year. T.J. Watt missed a lot of.
He missed 7 games.
You know, it's like how do you
have him in there and not have Alex Highsmith, who has absolutely stepped it up for Pittsburgh the whole time TJ was gone?
Yeah, I just this is what we talk about, the popularity contest. I don't know how the hell Roquan Smith made it when he just came over from. Now, are they taking his stats from the? I'll have to check on that. I don't know for sure. Now, if you're talking about his stats coming over from the Bears, he ain't even been on the team that long, you know?
Right.
PJ Mosley's playing good ball up there, but Roquan Smith was just with the Bears a few weeks ago, and I think they traded him right at the trade deadline.
Right. Yeah, it is fan vote.
Yeah, it's
But I just can't. I can't even imagine Steeler Nation fans voting TJ over Alex Highsmith with what Alex Highsmith has brought to the game this year. No
doubt about it. Cornerback Sauce Gardner. I mean, this guy, he's a rookie. You're probably looking at your defensive rookie of the year, at least in my book. Anyways, I think he is. Tried and true Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think he may be the best safety in the game, regardless of free or strong. I think he's probably
a great game against the Raiders.
Yeah, and then Derwin James, finally healthy this year for the Chargers, and Jordan Porter for the Buffalo. I think whenever both of their safeties are healthy, I think they may have the best safety duo as Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. I think as collectively, I don't know individually if they are. I don't think either one of them is individually better than Minkah Fitzpatrick. But when you look at the combination of the two, I think they may have the best safety duo in the league. So, nothing too egregious there. So that's your AFC team. Jumping over to the NFC Pro Bowl team, jumping over there. I'm sorry. Here's your special teams. Devin,
I didn't have an issue with any of this.
Justin Tucker might be the best kicker in the game. This guy's constantly making 60+ yard field goals.
But he does miss. He does miss field goals occasionally.
He does miss. I think he's got the record for the longest field goal in history. I think he's got the record for, I think it's 64, 65 yards. I mean, this guy, they had him in warm-ups. He was hitting like 80 yards. I mean, the guy's just got a leg. He's got it. And Mona just likes it because he's kind of scruffy and he sings opera.
He's got a beautiful voice, man. I love to hear him sing.
So here's your NFC Pro Bowlers. And once again, a lot of the names that you're used to seeing. Kirk Cousins, that's just wow. Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, who might end up being your MVP. Geno Smith, they wrote me off. I didn't answer back. He's over there in Seattle, rebought his career over there. And then you got some new faces on here. Justin Jefferson, he might be your best wide receiver in the league. AJ Brown getting the hell away from the Titans. He's having a great year. Signed that big contract with Philly. CeeDee Lamb, in the number one role with Dallas. And then you got Scary Terry with Washington.
And the thing is about CeeDee Lamb.
What's that?
With the acquisition of T.Y. Hilton in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
That's all that's going to do is make CeeDee Lamb even shine brighter.
Yeah, because now you can't. You got a guy who can take the top off.
Yeah.
You can take the top off of that.
That daggone catch. I messaged you and you didn't. You didn't respond right away or anything. Yeah. But I messaged you when he made that catch. I was like,
third and 30. I mean, he cooked Darius Slay. I mean, he ran past him like he was standing still. And then you got your back, Saquon Barkley. He's a free agent.
Made a hell of a catch.
Yeah, I mean, I posted up the picture of it in the Alphabet's Football Show group. I mean, he was like 5 yards behind him. That kind of underthrew the ball. If he would have put a little bit more air out, under it.
I'm not sure it would have been a touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably would have been gone. He kind of had to slow up for it, but he was 5 yards behind Slay. Saquon Barkley kind of rejuvenated his career. I could see him maybe as comeback player of the year. Suffered through a lot of injuries. Tony Pollard, a free agent at the end of the year. Yep. Nice 1-2 punch with Dallas, and Miles Sanders, who's kind of had a career year for him. Fullback,
career year until that last game. He had two big fumbles.
He cost them the game. Fullback, you got Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk from Stanford. Juszczyk. I see this guy. Yeah.
My country accent can't pronounce that last name. So
your tight ends, TJ Hawkinson coming over from Detroit, going over to Minnesota. Kittle, Mona's guy. He's finally healthy and playing good ball. Love what I see on the offensive line. All of it.
And not only that, but you know, there's another difference too with Kittle.
What's that?
He's not. How will you put it? He's not getting thrown under the bus like Jimmy G has done the last couple of years. Throw the ball to him where he's having to go out into the danger zone to catch it and get killed.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. It really does. And Purdy's doing a hell of a job getting the ball.
Outstanding job. He a couple of weeks ago, I think he had like two touchdowns in a game. I mean, when he gets the ball in his hands, he is a problem. He is an absolute problem. He's not a silky smooth route runner like Kelsey is, but he is he's a force whenever he.
I don't have a problem with the tackle list or the guard list.
When you look at Zach Martin, you're probably talking about a future Hall of Famer. Lane Johnson, future Hall of Famer. Trent Williams, future Hall of Famer. Jason Kelsey, future Hall of Famer. So, these are guys that, 5 years after they're done, they're probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. So, outstanding selection on the offensive line. And then on your defense, Nick Bosa, I think he's passed by, and I'm a huge Micah Parsons fan. I think he's passed by Micah Parsons for Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's. I don't
know, man. That last game Dallas played against the Eagles, Micah Parsons had a hell of a game.
He didn't have sacks, but he just does so many other things.
He does so much other.
Yeah.
And he listen. He might not be hitting your quarterback and sacking your quarterback.
Yeah.
But you better believe that quarterback knows exactly where Micah Parsons is
every single time. Brian Burns, this guy, a lot of people thought, with Carolina when they got rid of Matt Rule that they were just going to have a fire sale, and they were very specific about players that were not on the trade bubble. You saw them get rid of Anderson. You saw them get rid of Christian McCaffrey. They were very specific on other players. You saw them get rid of Baker Mayfield. But they were like, you cannot have J.C. Horn. You cannot have Brian Burns. You cannot have, who else was it? DJ Moore.
Yeah.
And you cannot have Brian Burns. They were very, and Dwayne Brown. They said no Dwayne Brown either. So there were some players over there that, they're going to have a high draft pick. They're probably going to go quarterback, but they got a nice little foundation for some of their players that are going to come back next year. Interior lineman, Jonathan Allen, a beast. They got those two Alabama boys in the middle of their defense.
Aaron Donald's out for the year, and he still made the Pro Bowl.
And Dexter Lawrence, the 350-pounder for the Giants. Outside linebackers, Micah Parsons, Hassan Reddick, Zadarius Smith. No surprises there. Demario Davis and Fred Warner, two of your better middle linebackers. Jair Alexander, Trey Diggs, Darius Slay, who got cooked in that Eagles thing. And that kid, the rookie, Tariq Woolen, he is 6'4", reminds a lot of people of Richard Sherman. I mean, just a ball hawk, 6'4" corner. Quandre Diggs, free agent. I mean that they're trying to rebuild the Legion of Boom over there in Seattle. They got two nice little pieces over there in their secondary. Then you got Buda Baker at the strong safety position and Talanoa Hufanga. A lot of people, I'm not saying he is. They say he is Troy Polamalu-ish. And he kind of looks like him a little bit too. He's a Polynesian, got the hair, out the back, all over the field, plays like his hair is on fire. I like watching the kid play. And he's really good friends and mentored by Troy Polamalu. This is the guy I was telling you about, Mona. So, so there's your defense. Special teams, I don't know. I was happy for my guy, Kavontae Turpin, former XFL, USFL. I'm sorry, not XFL. USFL MVP. He was the MVP of the USFL. Nearly took one back the other day. So Jason Myers, steady, and it's. The Pro Bowl doesn't have the same ring that it used to, but you always want to, when you're in your whatever profession you're in, you always want to be the best at it. So this is the best way to kind of, go with that. Here's your leaders for the most Pro Bowlers: Eagles with 8, Cowboys 7, Chiefs with 7. So and that's what I'm talking about. At the end of the year when you had some of these guys are free agents, this is what happens. People, oh, he's a Pro Bowler and he's a free agent. Let's go get him. So. People start gutting your team. Y'all got any free agents, Mona? Like guys, are you just like, I don't know if we can keep this guy. You got anybody over there?
You know what? Honest to God,
yeah,
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I know there's a few. There's a few out there.
Yeah,
but
I think when Highsmith comes up, I think they're gonna have to.
He won't be a free agent no more.
Yeah, I think when he comes up, you have to open up the shit.
They are not letting Highsmith go. I'm telling you.
Oh, I believe
right
you.
Now, I can see us finding a Cam Hayward replacement.
Yeah.
But Highsmith isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. And then here's your teams with your team without it.
I didn't even realize my camera was off.
Yeah, the Bears pretty much gutted their team. I think really the only player that they have on offense. I mean, they got David Montgomery. I don't know if they've won a game since they traded for Chase Claypool.
No, they haven't won a game since they traded for Chase.
I'm
wondering if they maybe we got rid of the bad omen and they've got him now.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Justin Fields is maybe a year away. And then the Jags, they started off kind of slow. They got some players over there. I think real soon they're going to have a few Pro Bowlers. So, this stuff changes, Yep. And we just went through the list, all of them here. Here's just a picture of some of the guys, your Pro Bowlers for quarterbacks for each team.
You feel like Tua should have been on that list.
I wouldn't have had a problem with that. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Pro Bowl. Here's all your Pro Bowl wide receivers. It's the usual suspects. You see a couple of guys that made CeeDee Lamb. I think, he kind of establishing himself, got 1,000 yards, and had a hellacious game yesterday against the Eagles. Had 120 yards receiving, 11 targets, caught 10 of the balls, caught 10 balls out of the 11 targets he had. And then Justin Jefferson he might break Calvin Johnson's record in the next couple of weeks. So he's already broke Randy Moss's Vikings singles season high. He might break Calvin Johnson. So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they do it too, because they've already won a division. So they don't have to, some of these teams, once they make the division, are like, we're not putting our good players out there, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hurts was in the running for the MVP, and now he sat out. Will they still give him the MVP if he sits out a couple of games?
Sure.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, here's your running backs. I don't think Jonathan Taylor will be on there. He's out for the year. I think they're going to shut him down. And
I have to admit, I kind of like seeing James Conner up there.
he's playing good ball.
Yeah.
They just got to, they got to get some more. It's going to be interesting to see what the next. I believe he's going to be fired. I believe their coach is going to be fired. It's going to be interesting to see who they keep around. It's really a job interview for the next regime. Here's your tight ends. We talked about it. Kelsey, Kittle, Mark Andrews, and Hawkinson. No surprises there. They're pretty much the best of the game. And when Darren Waller's healthy, he's somewhere in that conversation too. So congratulations to those guys. Whatever you do, like Meek Mill says, whatever you do, there's always levels to this. Every week we break down, we show the statistical leaders for each category. Here's your top 5 passing leaders. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. He's this guy here. They're starting to make a push. They're starting to get a little bit healthier. The Chargers, that is. Yep. Tom Brady, he's over there fighting for his life. You got the score in that Arizona game. I don't know if it's over yet.
Oh, it's tied up, 16-all. Told you, you cannot count. You cannot count Tom Brady out of the game.
Cannot do it. Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. These are your top 5 passing.
Now, Josh had dropped out of the top 5, but he's not up there now. So
he's played in some really bad conditions. So there was some games where it was that Chicago game. It was cold out, really cold, and snowing out. So those are your top 5 pass. And here's your receiving leaders. Justin Jefferson he's going off. We got 3 games left. If he averages 100 yards a game, he can break that record. It's like 1,900 and some change. Hell, he might be able to, if he has a good game, he might break 2,000. So him, Tyreek, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, and A.J. Brown, he's come on the scene where he's really kind of.
Dalton said Brady and Evans are not on the same page. And I think there's something wrong with Evans.
Yeah, it's
he's not been playing the way he usually plays. And I wonder if there's just some kind of injury that he's fighting. I just don't know. He's got 1 reception for five yards in this game tonight.
Oh hell, they're in overtime, huh?
And he's been targeted 6 times. So that means out of the 6, he's only caught the ball once.
Yeah, they're in overtime now. It's the end of regulation, 16-16. They're going to overtime. So I just need Chris Godwin not to score any points because
I thought there were 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
No, I'm looking at it right now. It says the end of the 4th. It's tied ball game, 16-16, end of the 4th, so they're going to overtime.
Overtime quarter. Yep.
Yeah. So those are your receiving leaders. So we Justin Jefferson, this guy, he's about to get paid. Him and T. Higgins are about to get paid. They're about to make a lot of money as far as receivers. They might reset that receiver market. They might just reset. And then here's your rushing leaders. Josh Jacobs, he's frustrated. He made a comment the other day. He's like, I'm tired of losing. You know, he's a free agent. They're going to have to show him a bag to stick around. Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, like I said, maybe comeback player of the year. And Miles Sanders having the best year of his career. So congratulations to all these guys here. And then Mona, she every time she gets a chance, she be trying to find some defensive stats. And like I said, Nick Bosa has really picked it up. He's he's leading the league in sacks now. I don't know if he had any sacks yesterday, but You know, he hit when at the time he had 15.5, so that's pretty awesome.
Let's see here.
Matthew Juhan had been leading the league most
Yeah, I
of the
think
year.
that number will change because I think that was before the game yesterday.
Yeah, I know for a fact
Um,
that Micah didn't have any sacks yesterday, so he's still at 13.
Looking at this, let's see.
Man, oh man. 10-minute overtime.
Bosa. Oh, he had 2 sacks yesterday.
He's
So,
at what, 17.5?
yeah, he's at 17.5.
Ooh-wee. Goodness, man. So yeah, he's kind of on that, you know, he's on that inside track for that defensive player of the year. Usually the person who has the most sacks, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times whoever's the who leads
I was
the
going to say,
league,
not always.
not always, but a lot of times they do. So we'll be watching these guys keep doing their thing.
I was looking to see if Judon had sacks yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm looking now.
Who did they played they
Cincinnati.
lost. I'm sure he probably had a couple, but they, especially when they lost Leo Collins in that game. So I'm sure whoever that backup tackle was, I'm sure that they lined him up on him to get after the quarterback.
He had 1 sack.
He had 1 sack yesterday. Okay.
So
He's at 15 and a half.
now.
15 and a half. So yeah, you know, this is a close race over there. We were talking about Trevor Lawrence kind of picking his game up. He has really picked it up. 14 touchdowns and 1 interception in the last 4 games. I mean, that's incredible.
And they just played.
And you know, and here's the thing. I keep telling people they get Calvin Ridley back next year. They're going to have a true number 1 receiver. He should be fully healthy. I thought his suspension was some BS, but you know, that's what they decided to do. You get more suspensions for gambling on your own team, betting on your own team, and getting massages.
He didn't have any touchdowns yesterday and no interceptions, so his stats would be the same: 14 TDs and 1 interception.
Yeah, so he's playing great, and like I said, they can win that division. Now Tua took a step back today. He had 3. You know, we normally do the show on Friday, so you know, some of this stuff is, you know, we get our stats throughout the week. We get these slots throughout the week, but he's still. I checked today a few hours ago. He was still at 107 for his QBR. So he's still leading the league in QBR or one of the top.
Yeah, 3 interceptions in that game tonight.
He had 3. I think he had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. He had a really bad game. And you know, with those timing routes, it's kind of tough, you know, because like people start jumping on those. He doesn't have an elite arm talent. He doesn't have elite mobility. He doesn't have elite size. So, you know, those timing routes, you know, if they start jamming you at the line of scrimmage, they kind of mess up that timing, and he, you know, doesn't look as sharp as he needs to. Justin Fields, the 3rd quarterback in NFL history, the 102-year history. There's been 4 1,000-yard rushing seasons for quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson's got 2 of them. Michael Vick was the first one to do it, and now we got a new member to the 1,000-yard quarterback rushing club, and Mr. Justin Fields. So congratulations to him. There's only 4 guys that have done that. I mean, 3 guys that have done that. So I mean, that's pretty awesome. We know about that. We got to give respect to Patrick Mahomes. Everybody said when he lost Tyreek Hill, he was going to fall off a cliff. Not the case. He's still. Now, I don't know if they're as dynamic, but he is spreading the ball around a little bit more. And, you know, I think he's the best quarterback in the game. There's other people out there that feel like there's other quarterbacks. This is my guy. So
he's also mine too.
Yeah,
you know, I think that I would still be hung on Aaron Rodgers, but I think he just really doesn't have the receiving core once he lost Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And that would happen. I mean, you think about it, that would happen even with Buffalo, if they lost Stephon Diggs,
Yeah.
would Josh Allen be the quarterback that he is today without Stephon Diggs? I don't think so.
I don't think you got to have players around you. What would Kirk Cousins be without Justin Jefferson? You think he'd be a Pro Bowler this year? I doubt it.
Not at all.
I doubt it. So,
and this is wrong.
Yeah.
If we count this weekend's games, because he's got 8 straight games with a touchdown.
Yeah. So congratulations to Zeke. He's not the player that he was. His first 3 years, he was just incredible. I mean, big, fast. I remember that screen that he took against you guys his rookie year when he outran Shazier. I mean, he just took it down that right sideline, and then the one he split right up the middle against Cincinnati. And I think that year, I want to say that year they swept the AFC North. He had he's lost a step. He's not as fast as he used to be. They're gonna have to revisit his contract next year. He is not getting $16 million next year. So but there still can be some type of role for him, but it's gonna have to be at a very reduced rate. So congratulations to Zeke. I don't know if he'll be back with the team next year, and if he is, he's gonna have to take a serious pay cut. So congratulations to Zeke.
I'm checking something real quick. Dalton just said he didn't think Evans will get 1,000 yards this year. But trying to see how many yards he's got right now.
Yeah, I mean, they have not had that. He hasn't just had that.
He's got 888 yards right now.
Yeah, with 3 games, he might. I mean,
I think you'll hit that 1,000 mark. I mean, but then he's got to have a better game than what he's having right now.
He make 110 yards in 3 games.
Yeah, and I think he does.
Can you make 110? I'm rounding it up to 890. Can you make 110 yards in 3 games? And I mean, he's still playing in the game right now. So
7 minutes left in the overtime. Tampa Bay's got the ball, still 16-0.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, he might break 8 straight years. I think it was. Quarterbacks. Yeah. So we just talked about this. Lamar, Vic, and Fields. Just an incredible accomplishment.
Dalton must be watching the game.
I like to see Fields be a little bit more proficient throwing the ball, but I think that'll come with
Well, I think he's got to have some better weapons.
Yeah. So, what do we got?
All right. So we are on our section of our Rocky Blyer Tough Guy Awards. Let me see here. We have our Offensive Players of the Week for Week 15. And our Offensive Player of the Week for the AFC is Josh Allen. 62.5 completion rate. 304 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. 119.2 passer rating, 77 rushing yards himself. So the only thing I'm gonna gripe at right now with Josh, quit taking those chances. I know he's doing it to win games, but
hero ball. He is going to end up getting hurt, and I don't want to see the guy. I don't want to see the guy get hurt. I just don't. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta be smart. Gotta be smart.
NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Your favorite guy, Kirk Cousins. The guy who's been robbing NFL teams blind. 63 completion rate, 460 yards passing. That was the big comeback game in NFL history.
Yeah. 4
passing touchdowns with a 99.3 passer rating. So congratulations to those guys. Our Defensive Players of the Week, we have Rashawn Jenkins, 18 tackles, 2 interceptions, 52-yard game-winning interception in overtime to win the game. Sorry, Marcus. Sorry about that, Marcus.
It was a great play. I mean, you got to give credit where credit. It was a hell of a play. You know, for the ricochet off of Noah Brown and for him to catch that and just outrun everybody. I mean, it's a great play.
And the thing is that's the one I don't blame that one on Dak.
Nope.
So our NFC Defensive Player of the Week is Kayvon Thibodeau. 12 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and a fumble return for a touchdown.
Yep.
So, congratulations to those guys. And we have our special teams players of the week. And we have Tommy Townsend, punter for the Kansas City Chiefs, 4 punts, 48.3 yard average punting. 57 was his longest. So he's doing what he's supposed to do. We have
Khalif
Raymond, wide receiver from the Detroit Lions, 47 yards.
Punt return.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so tired. I'm zoning out for a touchdown. So congratulations to those guys. And we have our Alphabets Pick'em League results for week 15. And right now, Flectron Moore is kind of running away with 144 wins. We have Dominic Hogg Askew, who is at 138. Dustin Davis is not too far behind, 137. We have Angie Sanchez with 139, so she's the closest to him right now. Blaze is moving on up, 138 wins. Eddie Woodcock's 133. A couple guys with 136. And then we have Marcus Betts with 134 wins. We didn't do too good this week, or today's games for sure. Depending on what happens with Tampa Bay, they got to win this game.
Damn Russell Wilson.
They're in the red zone right now with 5:45 left. So,
damn Russell Wilson.
Yep.
Every time I try to give him a chance, he don't do it. He just ain't that.
So let me pull our weekly sheet up for the Monday night game. So that's all we have left to pick. Let's see. Rid of the stuff.
So we didn't normally around this time here we would do our pick sheets, but the games have already happened because we usually do our picks on Friday. So there's no.
But we have our Monday night game to pick. So we got the Chargers at the Indianapolis Colts, 8:15 game Monday night, and I am going to start out by saying I am taking the Chargers.
And I'm taking the Chargers too. I'm taking the Chargers, and I think it's gonna be a blowout. There's no Jonathan Taylor, and the Chargers are trying to get in the playoffs. I think Justin Herbert's going to be throwing the ball all over the place.
Yep.
And I'm going to say 38-17.
All righty. And I am going to say 34-12.
34-12. Okay. We didn't do good this week. Me and you didn't do good this week. Look at it. Well,
we didn't do good. We didn't do good with the first 2 games. We took Miami over Green Bay, and we took Denver to win, and over
I think we missed 4. I think you said we had missed like 4.
You've got one more than I do that you missed.
Okay.
So
well, maybe I missed 5 then. So
yeah, I think I'm at 4. I think you're at 5. Maybe actually I might be at 5. You might be at 6. There you go.
The game.
Yeah, and if the Chargers win, they clinch the.
All right. The Bucks are up 19-16 with 3 minutes left in the game. So they're going to go down. We're about to jump off of here. I'm going to watch the last 3 minutes of this, 3.5 minutes of it. Mona, last words before we get out of here?
Just hope that everybody had a very Merry Christmas. Maybe a little less stressful than what mine was, but still was a good Christmas. I spent time with my kids on Friday night and had Christmas and Santa Claus presents this morning. So, well, actually, this evening, to be honest. Nice little dinner, and I'm a whoop puppy.
Dalton said if the Chargers win, they clinch a playoff berth, and the Bucks just won 19-16. We both
or they intercepted the ball or something.
Yeah, it had to be because it was like it said 3 minutes and 41 seconds left. So I guess they got the ball and then they intercepted or strip sack or something. I don't know. So
yep.
We didn't have a show on Friday. You know, we normally do our show on Friday. We'll be back next Friday.
Yep.
I hope everybody had a good Christmas. Happy holidays. We're winding up this year. A lot of changes coming, down the road. But the people who are around, we appreciate you. Appreciate the opportunity to come out here and, talk football with people and all of that good stuff. So we will be back on Friday. Same bet time, same bet channel. I'll be here with the lovely Ramona Diehard, and we'll kick up some dust again next week. That'll be New Year's Eve, won't it? That'll be New Year's Eve.
No, the 30th.
That'll be the 30th, Friday.
Yeah, 31st is Saturday night. So.
All right. No getting.
We have no excuses of no drinking.
Wasted on the show. Okay. Well, we will be back on Friday on the 30th, and we'll do it again. Okay. See ya.
Count up. Count up. Count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, give respect. Mama out of debt, got a new connect. We the best, homie run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house. You mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy. Fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow. Bobbing on my ex. She don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me the sad bitch, I'm blessed, sipping next. So for the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You win them in your town, have some fun, blow it back. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I'll be back. I've been on the come up, running till the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag, now count up. Count up, count up, count up.